Thank you. The four lectures which are being given today and tomorrow are not being given in a rigorously logical order. They do, however, all involve points of a single argument. Today we're going to be dealing with the question of biblical reliability, and this is a derivative question in many ways. It is a question which will be supported by way of other material given in subsequent lectures. This is, of course, a subtle way to persuade you to come back and hear other lectures besides the one that I'm going to give you right now, but it's also to make certain that you understand that what I'm doing at this point is not something that will necessarily support itself, but which requires certain other material in support of it. In order to help this along, I put here on the board the fundamental argument that will be running through the entire series of lectures, and I'll comment on this later in the present lecture. My concern this hour is with the question of general biblical reliability. How reliable is the Bible? This lecture is especially orientated to people who are within the framework of the Christian faith already. This may or may not be the case for you. If it isn't the case for you, then I particularly advise your coming back and catching at least the lecture this evening, which specifically is directed to people who haven't arrived at that point, but who would like to consider that kind of evidence. Today our concern is, at this very moment, with the degree to which the Bible can be relied upon. You probably realize that one of the landmarks in the modern history of ideas was the publication in the 18th century of Thomas Paine's Age of Reason. We're coming to the bicentennial of our country. I'm sure that someone will think of having the Thomas Paine bicentennial because it's been just about 200 years since the publication of the Age of Reason. That book, though it was a popular treatment and by no means a careful scholarly study, heralded the beginnings of what we call today biblical criticism. The first part of Paine's Age of Reason set forth a counter view of the world to Christianity. This counter view we today call deism. It postulated that a Bible is not necessary. A special revelation is by no means necessary to understand the world or to understand God. God is evident from nature. He can be seen in general human experience, and we discover there the fundamental moral laws of the universe and the way in which the universe will ultimately be judged. The second part of the Age of Reason is entirely a volume in itself dealing with biblical errors and contradictions. The second part of the Age of Reason lists error after error, contradiction after contradiction, which Paine found in the Bible. And the purpose of the second part of the Age of Reason was to back up his allegation in the first part that the notion of a special revelation, a book coming particularly from God, is a nonsensical notion. This is superstition. And if we're going to find out anything about God, we can't find things out about him that way. In the Bible, according to Paine, you have ancient Near Eastern religious ideas which have no more compelling force than the ideas of other peoples in other centuries. You have to get beyond that in order to find religious truth. Beginning with Paine's Age of Reason and certain other more scholarly publications on which he depended, on to the present time, there has come to be a prevalent attitude toward the Bible, which is that the book is useful for moral and ethical purposes, but certainly could not be regarded as it once was. The Bible certainly can't be understood any longer as a revelation from God, a book that dropped down out of heaven, a book that is totally reliable for one's understanding of the world or of God. Paine's work was regarded as little more than the beginning of what we today consider to be modern biblical criticism. In the 19th century, numerous scholars, particularly scholars at German universities.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?